Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast, Eternally Obsessed, specifically our Eternal Character series, where I'm collaborating with another creator and we're doing one episode about each Eternal. So 10 episodes, 10 Eternals, as that how as that has, as that's how it would go. And for our second episode of the series, we're going to be talking about the one and only Phastos. And joining me to talk about Phastos, I have Shary. And thank you so much for joining me. And I'm so glad that we're here to talk about Phastos because I absolutely love him. I'm sure you also love him. So yeah, thank you
Love
for your
him.
hopping onto this podcast. And if you'd like to introduce yourself, plug anything, um, the floor is yours to take.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna plug in my TikTok as well as my Instagram. So hi, my name is Shary and I do TikToks involving Star Wars. I do Marvel, sometimes DC, and I also have an Instagram in which I talk mostly about Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars. And my TikTok is Shary WS. My Instagram is Shary's World. So thank you
Yes.
for having me.
Yeah, of course. And I will leave the links to everything in the description, comment, whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. So let's just start off talking about Fastos. Where would you like to begin? I suppose is the
Ooh.
question.
I remember we were talking previously on where would we see him again. I don't know if you want to leave that for later or for now, but I'm actually pretty. Did you see like there was on I think it was on comic books Instagram, they were saying that they found Phastos on like in the bus or something. So I just want to see Phastos in Moonknight at this point. I really want to see him.
I know. I feel like there's a chance to see like one of the Eternals in Moon Knight, only because we don't know when Moon Knight is set. Like, we don't know if it's set post blip. We kind of don't know where it's like set in relation to the
Yeah.
Eternals. So it would be really interesting. And I'm writing on the fact 100% that we're getting Dane Whitman. So I feel like they're gonna throw in an Eternals reference in there. And yeah, I saw that post too about Fastos, but I don't
I
think
was
that they
like,
would just randomly place him in the background like that, like after
exactly.
introducing him. So
He doesn't even
I'm
look like him, I think, in my opinion.
yeah, it don't look that similar. Like I get why some people thought it might have been, but I don't think that they would just like be like tell Brian or like just come on set and stay at the
And
back
he's
of the
not
bus
in
for Moon
London.
Knight. Like,
Yeah.
yay. So
He's not
no.
there anyways. He's not in London, right?
No, he's
Where
not. He's in Chicago, so it'd be really like weird
forget
for
it.
him to be in London. Exactly.
No, I don't see him.
Like they I would much rather have them do like Cersei or something, someone who actually lives in London, like be at the back of the bus, you
Like
know.
her and Dame.
Yeah, oh my God, that would be so cool.
I
Yeah,
would love
but
that.
well, right now we know Phastos is in space as of the last time and the only time we've seen him on screen. He's been in space, but
That's the thing. I was like, why would he be in that bus? He's literally in
exactly,
space.
exactly.
He's
So
in space.
do you think we'll be seeing him in any of like the cosmic or space projects, and which one?
It has to be. Yeah. I went straight. I remember that we were also talking about Wakanda Forever, but
Yeah.
that to me makes sense just regarding like the technological aspect of it. I think they're gonna go more into like the inner workings of Wakanda, I think they
Hmm.
said. So
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be cool, like just to have him there, maybe like explain vibranium or maybe like the
Maybe like a flashback or something to like how Wakanda came to be.
yeah, because they gotta
Like,
connect them somehow since they love doing that with the connectivity of the
yeah.
MCU. So they
Yeah,
gotta connect.
exactly. No,
Yeah.
I can like see like if like Black Panther Wakanda too, you know, like how it focuses on Shuri, and Shuri's obviously the one who like heads the technology of Wakanda. So maybe who knows, they might like give like a
Like work together. That would be
spiel
cute.
about like a flashback of like how Wakanda and its vibranium came to be, and if the MCU headcanon of Phastos being a part of helping Wakanda grow and develop and actually helping them how use vibranium, like he could be in a flashback scene. I definitely don't see him like being in the plot of the movie only because he is in
Yeah.
space. But I think it would be really cool if they like had him be someone who helped influence Wakanda, just because he is like really smart, really bad. Like I just think that would make so much sense for his character to do that.
In the cosmic aspect, like where would you see him? You would see him like in Love and Thunder or well, Love and Thunder, I guess not. Like where would you see him? I want to know where you would see him.
I think we might see him in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's either that or it would have to be the Marvels, right? Because those are the only two upcoming cosmic projects we have.
Yes.
So yeah. But I don't really know too much about the premise of the Marvels. The only reason I can like maybe see him being in Guardians of the Galaxy is because of like the Celestials have like the first time a Celestial was referenced was in Guardians, so I wouldn't be surprised if like Arishem popped up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and the other three Eternals who are also four Eternals. I think there's four Eternals in space.
Yeah.
Other three Eternals who are also in space. Like
Four?
I think there's three. Yeah, three actually.
Oh, three?
Cersei, Phastos, and Kingo, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
No, I like thought four too because for some reason I thought Sprite was also there, but she isn't. So
love her now. It's because of your videos. It's because of your.
I know.
Love her.
Bro, wait, I have a question though. Like, this is like kind of sidetracking from Phastos, but do we see Sprite in London last?
I was thinking, like if you're saying like if she gets taken as well, I don't.
No, like when
when
she like makes the decision to stay on Earth, they're at London, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, because what if like Dane and Sprite are still on Earth? So if Moonknight cameos with Dane, we might actually see a Sprite cameo. I'm just saying, like,
makes sense.
If Dane is in a project, I wouldn't be surprised if Sprite also pops up, given that she is the only one left on Earth. So I just realized like Sprite could be like the most probable Eternal to cameo in Moon Knight.
That would be so good. I would imagine you, bro. You have to do like videos on that or something. Make some content out of that because imagine her meeting Stephen Grant,
and then like Sprite's just like, hi,
like dude.
Yeah, wait, I think that would actually be very possible and very cool if that happens, but I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, anyways, that's a sidetrack from Phastos. But which cosmic movie do you see him in?
Based on what you said with the Celestials part, definitely Guardians, because I don't see him at all in Thor Love and Thunder, definitely not. Quantumania, I don't like but that's like Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna, because that's not really. Yeah, no. I guess Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think are they gonna announce like more movies coming up soon, I think, in D23?
Yeah, they should. Like they have a bunch of like release date slates going into 2025. We just don't know what those movies are. Like a few of the movies could be Fantastic Four, Deadpool 3, Blade. Like those are in production.
Do you see him in Blade? Do you see him in Blade?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know, because it depends on like how much like the storyline evolves, right? We don't know like the premise of Blade or like cosmic MCU right now, so I can't. I feel like Blade is just too far out to predict anything. So yeah. But yeah, Blade. I guess it'll just be really interesting to see him anywhere, to be honest.
Exactly. I want to see one of them at least.
I know.
He's like my second favorite. I want to see Thena as well. I love Thena.
I think we might see Thena in Thor Love and Thunder.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it would make sense because it would make sense. Maybe in like I always think this is like so far off. I think that this doesn't make sense, but like, you know how she has flashbacks from like when they went to other planets and did like the whole destruction. Maybe there's going to be a flashback in Love and Thunder about that, or is that not?
I was thinking like more of like present day, not really a flashback, only because the Eternals are technically heading back to Earth, or what's their name? Thena, Drake, Makari are heading back to Earth, right? So I definitely can see like Thor also like meeting them at some point. I
see a team up. I see a team up.
Yeah, exactly. I could also just like see Thor going them going to Thor for help too, because they know Thor, right? Like there's been an established connection between Eternals and Asgard in the Eternals movie. Like the Eternals literally helped Odin. Like I was talking about this to someone when I was doing the Druid episode, and I was like, it's crazy. Like the Eternals kind of impacted like Thor's plotline, because if Odin needed help from the Eternals to defeat the Frost Giants, that's how he got Loki. Like, he defeated the Frost Giants, adopted Loki. If the Eternals didn't help him, would he have adopted Loki? Like
literally,
The Eternals are not even like the main plot, but it's like crazy. Like the Eternals helped him defeat the Frost Giants, and then he got Loki. So like, would he have not been able to defeat the Frost Giants without the Eternals' help? And then
A
it's
lot of
like
things are because of them. Yeah,
we would have never gotten Loki. I don't know.
you just gotta thank the Eternals.
Exactly. They
They,
are
they give
influencing
more appreciation.
behind the scenes. Yes. But yeah, for Phastos' character, what makes you what about him do you really
Like gravitate
enjoy?
towards
Yeah, and
him.
gravitate towards.
Yeah, I love. Oh my god. Well, there's a lot of things that I love about him, and that's actually funny that I was gonna mention that when I first watched the movie because I watched it with my brother and sister. My brother literally the first thing that he pointed out was like, oh, that's actually his favorite character, Phastos. He says that he's like, which I agree with. He's a very loyal family kind of guy, and that's like
Yeah.
some values that I guess maybe I grew up with it. I'm gonna say because like in a Latino Hispanic
Yeah.
household we grew up with loyalty and like all those values. So I really value a lot of the family aspect in him and the
Yes.
fact that he just does anything for his family and his kids. Like that's very like I aspire to be that way.
Yeah. Yes. No, I definitely agree. Like he embodies a lot of like family values, and I think he's just such a like like I think going back to like cling off the value part, he's very strong in what he believes in, and he like very much like advocates for it, and he's like very clear on his boundaries and like his values and like what he's going to do. And I feel like while we saw that, like while each of the Eternals has their own value set, sometimes some of them felt like it wasn't really clear, like it was a little bit like wavering,
Yeah, the
like
gray area,
it
kind
was
of
a
gray,
gray area, but like
morally gray.
Fastos had like a very like strict morals, and like I'm only gonna do this because like there was a reason for every action he took. Like there was nothing like hard to understand about what he did and why he chose to do it, like he only decided to help the Eternals because in order to help his family, or he cut out himself from the rest of the world after World War II because of what the humans did. Like
Yeah.
there was like, yeah, like he's very like strong in his values, and I feel like that's definitely something that makes him different from the other Eternals in that way. Probably actually like the main difference that I can find between him and also, yeah, what you said about like him being like very close to his family. His family, I like still can't believe that Disney, like we have that. Like it was
No.
perfect, authentic representation.
Exactly. And he's an actual like good parent because I feel like in the MCU we get like so much depiction of just like bad parenting and he's like an actual like I don't know, like he's like a really good father figure. And so is his other father. They're like cute together. I love them.
Yeah, no,
I love
he's such a good father figure. Like the way that he's taking care of Jack, like teaching him how to like brush his teeth and like putting him to bed and like all of that, and like kissing him on the forehead. And yeah, like also, his relationship, like his husband, they also had a really healthy relationship, which again we do not see in the MCU a lot. A lot of like
exactly.
MCU couples don't really have like the relationships either start off like shaky, or there's just like it's a little toxic. But I feel like in Eternals, like Eternals as a movie itself, the only toxic relationship was really like obviously Cersei and Icarus, but every other
Yeah.
couple we saw, it was a very like healthy relationship, and Fastos was up there. And I just I just think that his relationship is often overlooked, and people really like don't don't appreciate it enough. Like a lot of people, like I saw a couple people talking about this, and they were like people went crazy over that one line in the Loki series that like said that implied and confirmed that he was bisexual,
Oh
but
yeah.
people
Did
don't,
both.
which is like which I guess is still important. Like it was our first, like he was confirmed bisexual, but then that was it.
Yeah.
Like with Fastos, it was way more than that. Like it was also just so like natural and authentic, and like no one questioned anything, and like they no one made a big, like it was just like, yeah, I have a family, I have a son, I have a husband, like that's it.
It didn't feel like yeah, like forced. I don't know. I really like enjoyed the way that they portrayed it. And that was like literally in less than a year they did the, Loki's bisexual and they portrayed this, which I don't know. I feel like it's a step up, which I'm really glad.
I know. I'm just like, I just like, I think it's it's crazy though, also at the same time, because like the current like the whole Disney and the Don't Say Gay bill,
Yeah.
all of that. I'm just like they were also like censoring some stuff from Pixar, I believe, and not allowing Pixar to depict
Yeah.
certain things. I was just like,
I know.
I
I was
think
like,
I was
I'm
really
glad that.
confused because I was like, we got so good in Eternals, but I feel like part of the reason that we really got what we got in Eternals is because it was Chloe who was directing it, and like they gave her a lot
Exactly.
of creative control. Like they were like if Chloe wanted something, I'm sure Marvel very much adjusted. And I also don't think like Bob, whoever is it, Bob
Yeah, Bob
Chapek,
Chapek.
whoever the CEO was, like could go against her because it's literally Chloe. Like they don't want to have a, like a bad rapport with
Really.
her. So I feel like part of the reason we got what we got in Eternals between Phastos and his husband and like the amount we got, because it was a lot, is because it was Chloe who was also there. And so Disney can't really go against her.
That's what happens when you give creative freedom to the directors,
I
which is what
know.
I like the most. That's the problem I feel
Exactly.
like that they have with like the Sony universe. I feel like they don't give enough creative control to the directors, and I feel like that's where they go wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm glad even I'm assuming that Marvel at times they take away their creative control to the directors
Yeah.
at times, but I don't,
Yeah. No. Like I honestly don't think like Chloe would have signed on if she didn't have creative control in the first place, because it's like
Oh,
it's Chloe
100%.
Zhao. Like
Yes.
she just won an Oscar. They're not gonna like
She's
they're
not
not.
gonna, yeah, my Aries queen. I love her. She's
Yes.
my Aries queen.
I think it was her birthday recently. Oh, fun fact. Brian and Chloe have the same birthday.
Oh yeah, I saw your Instagram post. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I was like, oh, love
Brian,
them.
like I think it's like same, like not just birthday, but like birth, like year, month, day, everything. They're both
Oh, like
40.
they're the same. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they're like birthday twins, which I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's why I love them both. You know.
Of course, we love them. Um, yeah, Phastos. I wonder what else can we talk about Phastos. Um,
I love his powers. I love I don't know, they're so intricate, like so different from everybody else's. Obviously, I think about, well, I guess everybody's is different, but his is like something that I haven't seen in the MCU, like the fact that you can just make like innovative things for people and just like the thought behind. That's why I love Chloe, because she just I love the way that she portrays it and everything. Oh, love it.
no, I
I should
agree. And
say that.
it's really funny because his powers are like both fighting but also like thinking. Like his like
He could be on both of the sides that
he
they were
could be
talking
on
about.
both. And I'm really glad that like they did that. Like they didn't just like reserve his powers for just like, like just for thinking. Like it was like, yes, he contributed a lot of influence, but also at the same time, like he is a fighter. And his fight with Icarus like really showed that like he was the only one who was able to actually genuinely hold down Icarus compared to all the other Eternals, which shows he has quite an intricate power set. And it just like the
You
the
can do
level
both.
of complexity is what he chooses to do with it. And I think part of it is it's also a little like difficult to understand his power set, only because I feel like as much as we did get to see the amount of influence he had on the world with the inventions, we also didn't really get to see, because like yes, he invented the wheel. Like did the, I don't know, it's just like how, like once he invented
How
something,
far
like
can you
how did
go?
he share that, like I wanted to
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah,
we
I see
don't
what you're
know
saying.
that. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, his power set is honestly awesome. And I think again underrated because like he was able to pin Icarus down, and I don't think people talk about that enough. Like,
Yeah, like you were saying, like he's on the thinker and like the fight, like the, I think it's called fighter
yeah,
spectrum. He's on both. So
yeah.
I don't know. That's what makes him like literally one of my favorite. He's, like I was saying, he's like my second favorite because he can show you that you can take down literally an eternal and also, think and invent and like do that kind of thing, which I love about him a lot.
Yeah, he's like very well rounded overall.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
he
just,
could do it all.
he could do it all. I know
Could,
it's really awesome in that way. What was your favorite, like in with terms in Fastos, which Eternal did you enjoy seeing him with the most? Like which Eternal dynamic?
oh my God. like immediately, which I don't think this is my actual answer, but like immediately it takes me to like him and Drug, because like him and Drug are so funny together. Like when I don't know, I don't just find him funny. But other than that, when was the other, like literally the whole, oh my god. Does it have to be with an Eternal, or can it be with his family? Because I'm like such a family person that I'll be like, I just like him when he's with his husband and kids.
Yeah.
I just like
I
and
really
Tina,
enjoyed his sorry.
I love when he's with Tina at the end.
Yeah.
Like when he's like, oh yeah, you lost your
Yeah.
babysitting rights or
Yeah.
privileges. I was like, bro, I gotta see more of you guys. You guys
I
are funny.
know. I want to actually like going off of that, I kind of want to talk about his humor because I feel like he's a different type of humor we don't see in a lot of MCU characters where his humor is like more mature and witty, but then it like hits. Like every single time he says something that's funny,
He's actually
like
funny.
it actually makes me laugh. Like nothing about it is cringe, nothing about it is corny. I remember like um was it Phastos that said like, well, what's this that happening? And he was pointing to like Druig and Makari, and I was like, you're funny. Like you're funny. Or like,
That's something that they do in the MCU. Like they'll do like the cringe humor, which I'm like, I don't know about that, but he's like actually funny. And
yes.
the chip thing, remember the chip thing where like Tina like stepped on a chip? That, I guess maybe people might find it I don't know, bro. I thought that was so funny. I was like, like
No,
no,
I agree with you. Like it was so funny. Like he just tapped on it and he like yelled and he was
naturally.
like, huh.
He was like, ah! I was like,
And then
he's
he's
just
like,
naturally funny.
chips, just chips.
I love him. I love him. It's so funny.
No, his like humor is definitely like a really part like strength of his character because it doesn't come a lot, but like when it does, like it really makes you laugh.
It hits.
Like
It hits well.
it
It
hits
hits
so well.
naturally, which doesn't happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
it no, you're so right. His definitely comes naturally. It's actually it's really good too because I'm like again like a lot of MCU characters and I wouldn't like necessarily like characters. It's obviously more like the directors and the writers, but they are usually given like really cringy humor. I honestly think like the only other funny person compared to Phastos would probably be Tony Stark. Like I feel like their humor in a way like sometimes Tony had like really like mature jokes, but they like sat well with you and they were funny.
Yeah.
Tony's humor is like a mix of like Kingo and Phastos together.
Yeah, oh my god. That's like the best way to explain it. I feel like, yeah, was that like natural for him? Like Tony, like actual like Robert Downey Jr., was that like that just comes like naturally to him, that type of humor? Because
I don't know actually, but a
they're
lot of people
literally the
say that
only
like
two
a lot
that
of
could
people
be
say
that
that like
funny.
Tony like Robert Downey Jr. is kind of like an embodiment of Tony Stark. Like they're
Oh,
very
literally.
similar in their personality, so maybe, but I just like when I think of Tony, I think like he's very like self-obsessed. And then I think of Kingo, but also at the same time, like his humor is like very similar to Fastos. Plus, they both share like that love of like inventing and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's where they like he also kind of gets like that more like mature kick at humor. And that's how he's like similar to Fastos. But something tells me that like Fastos would get annoyed by Tony. Like I'm
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, he's so like self-obsessed. Like they're similar, but then they're like not similar. And like that's why I like Fastos in that way. And I just can't stand Tony. I'm sorry to everybody, but I can't. I don't like self-obsessed. That's why he has all the good parts, I guess, of Tony Stark. But yeah,
Do you not like
they would
Kingo then?
not get along. Huh?
Do you not like Kingo?
I love Kingo, but I don't find him like Tony Stark, really. I don't know. Oh
Interesting.
my god. Maybe he is like Tony Stark, and I'm just a really big Tony Stark hater. I don't know. I used to love him
No,
when I was in middle school. Now I'm like,
you're a Tony Stark auntie. They're gonna hear
yeah, yeah.
you.
I guess.
Honestly, I don't even care about like Tony, like in the sense I'm not like an auntie, but I'm not like a crazy stan. I'm just, yeah, he's there and yeah, he's important, and that's about it. Like his humor is like in terms of like Avenger, he's definitely like one of the more best developed Avengers and definitely had like one of the better arcs
Oh, for sure.
as compared to
That
the
I
others.
agree.
I
I
think
don't
that's
like
the
hate him.
yeah, I
I
think that's
like it
like the
though.
only way I can respect him is like you actually have a good character arc, and like that's about it though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That I agree with you on, yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, Fastos. Which Avenger would you like to see Fastos with?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Original
Oh,
6, or can I extend it?
You can extend it and you can give like a couple of answers if you want. Because
Yes.
there's a lot
Okay,
of
good.
characters.
Because I have a couple. Okay, so if we're gonna go beyond the original six, I don't know, like if I would. Well, immediately I go to Shuri. Shuri is the one that we were talking about. For sure, I would see him like, oh my god, I would love to like just see him together, like just kind of like teaching her about like vibranium, about the other things that they can create together. That would be amazing. Oh my god. I don't. Well, I'm assuming that like this is very prevalent in my TikTok, but I don't see him with Bucky, but I would love to see Bucky and Thena because I love Bucky. He's like one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Oh my god, who else would I see him with? Well, I guess we can't see him with Tony. I would just love to see them interact with each other. That would really be hilarious. Oh my god, who would you see him with? Because oh my god,
I was gonna say Sam Wilson.
you already know Sam Wilson is my favorite. Oh my god, wait, what would they do? Like, how would you like think that they would
I
react?
just think like I just think their conversations would be like really interesting. Like they're both like very like mature but like witty characters. You know what? His humor is most similar to Sam's, at least the way I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, that's
I
true.
feel
And
like
they're
his
both family men. They love their
exactly, it's the
family.
family part.
That's why Sam is actually my favorite Marvel character. Like he's my favorite MCU character.
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
because of that. You can tell that I love my family.
Yeah, no. Oh my God. Imagine, wait, literally imagine Phastos's kid having a play it with Sam's nephews.
Stop. I would love that. Them on the boat.
Yeah,
Them in the
literally.
cookout. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, wait, I would actually I
Him in
need that.
Captain America 4. I want him in Captain America 4, please. I have the shirt on right now, please. Please.
Wait, that would be so cute. Like, and then he could make all of Sam's like new gear and stuff for him too. Cause you know how
Make
like
him a new bow.
Tony's father made the shield for him and like Tony like made the costumes and everything. What if like Phastos makes I mean, I don't know if he can because he's obviously in space, but it would be
Well,
so cool if
yeah,
like Phastos makes the new equipment for like Sam and then oh my
that would
god,
be.
that would be insane. I feel like, oh my god, I need them to meet so bad now. Phastos
I
and Sam Wilson.
and they like know each other because I think he's in space, right? If he goes like back to space, he can like. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I love the idea of that.
What if they just like randomly met once? Because like, yeah, Phastos is in Chicago, but like they could have just ran into each other, at one point.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Oh my god, I
How
like
long
need
has he
that.
been in Chicago? That's the question. Maybe he
Yeah, we
was in
don't
like
know.
Louisiana at one point. He was in
He
where else?
he's been every like we literally it's so funny actually. I think about it. Out of all of the because we know he like Ajax visited him. I just realized like out of all of the Eternals, Phastos is the only one we don't know really what he did after they split up. Like all we know is that he lived with his family, but like before that, when World War II was going on, he was clearly he didn't have that. We don't know where he was at that point. Like, was he living with Ajax?
Maybe they did that for a reason. I would like for them to like kind of like dive into that more.
Yeah,
Maybe they
because
did that
like
for.
I just realized we don't know because see, like we know Kingo and Sprite were together. Like we obviously know like Gilgamesh and Dina were together, but they were probably in
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah, the
We
whole
know like
time.
Kingo and Sprite were together. Like they said they lived in Macedonia and they were moving around, and then Kingo went to become a movie star. Sprite, like Cersei, we also kind of don't really know what Cersei had been doing, but I'm assuming she'd just been like also traveling around like the world helping humans. And like Sprite, I
Yeah,
guess, like was with Kingo and then eventually with Cersei. I'm trying to think. And then Ajax, well, yeah, she was on her little ranch.
yeah, her little. Yeah.
And we don't know what Icarus and Phastos were doing, but like the fact that we got a flashback of Phastos, but like, where was he? He could have like, I'm not even joking. He probably could have like met any of the Avengers at any point, and we just don't know.
He honestly could have. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we never got any like confirmation where he was
Yeah,
before that time with the
before the
snow.
family. Yeah, like before. Like we don't even know how long he's been with this family either.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
So
and Droog just stayed there like the entire time in
yeah, he
the
just had his.
animatronic.
I mean, yeah, we can kind of
The
assume
entire
he's. kind of just been with the town. Like, like he might have hung out with Makari, but other than that, I'm pretty sure like he was just with the town. So yeah. And then Makari was just like on the ship, like collecting stuff and just traveling around. So, but like, damn, I wonder what Phastos was doing. Yeah, because let's say like this is what 2023, like that's the year Eternals is set, right?
Yeah,
like 2023. So
it's after the
right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 2023.
The MCU at that point has been around, like in the MCU, it started out 2008, it's 2023. Phastos' kid is definitely not 15. So like what if before he met his family, he probably at some point met one of the other Avengers during their conflicts or something? I'm trying to think. Yeah. Have we ever seen Chicago in the MCU before Eternals? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. It like predominantly happens, like everything happens in like New York. And California, I guess, for example.
Yeah. I mean, he could have been in any of those places. We really don't know. Like,
didn't they say that Eternals takes place at the same time as the Falcon and Winter Soldier? I would like to like know if maybe he was there. He probably wasn't there, but like
no, I don't think.
Why would that take place at the same time as the
they were. It was like it's funny because everyone's like, Sam and Bucky are fixing the boat, and there's literally a celestial emerging from like the freaking ocean.
How did they not feel it?
I mean, that was in the Indian Ocean, right? So it was like kind of all the way across the world. And like Sam and Bucky were
addressed it or something like on TV or something.
Okay, yeah. See, that's like the loophole because here's the thing. The Celestial was on TV, but the battle wasn't broadcasted on TV. So no one knows who the Eternals are still. However, the loophole is this is with Phastos' son. Icarus was on TV. So was Sprite and Cersei. Because during the London battle, it was that the London battle was broadcasted on TV because Phastos' son literally said, like when we saw Phastos' son, he was literally like, I saw you on TV, pointing to Icarus.
Yeah.
So Icarus is on TV, which means Phastos probably saw him on TV. But it's like, did none of the other Avengers see the Eternals on TV and not think anything? Like, did Strange not watch the news that one day? And he was like, actually, it's okay.
Imagine out of nowhere.
It's okay. Down. Yeah, like where, like, do none of the Avengers like watch it and then question anything? Like, who are these heroes? What are they doing here?
He should know. Like, he would have known if it happened. I don't know. I feel like he has like that thing where he just knows if something is. That's why that like whole connectivity with the MCU it gets kind of like kind of lost.
Yeah, no, they definitely have to bring up the Celestial. Like they literally cannot just like not reference this again because that's like it's not even about like the Avengers not knowing. It's like they literally don't know. So that makes it like even more of a necessity to like talk about it, like the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I would assume like maybe something like that is brought up in Hawkeye because it's all concentrated in like one city, right? But it's not like it has to do anything with Hawkeye and like they probably doesn't care. So it's like whatever. But
I still like the fact that it's so like far removed from like the connectivity of the MCU and I can just enjoy it as it is. That's why I love this movie so much.
Yes. Me too.
Well as Moonknight.
I'm scared for when it connects to the MCU because I'm like the other thing that I'm like scared with.
Yeah, it's so huge. This thing is so huge. Like just these events.
Yeah, it's like how are you gonna explain? Actually, compared to No Way Home, Eternals doesn't feel that big anymore. But yeah. I know. I get what you mean. Like we need the connection. So they need to bring it up. I don't care if it's in Thor 4 or Thor 4 just feels like a conspiracy theory at this point because you're not doing anything. But anyways, Multiverse of Madness, I don't think so. I'm like,
I
don't see it. I don't see them bringing it up. Actually, you might see it brought up there. I don't know. Like, I want to know what Wanda.
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah,
I was like, that's a little
crazy.
Some people are like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, that's a little short for what we've been getting and for the amount of stuff that they have to address.
Yeah, it's like normally I feel like 2 hours and 30 minutes would have been like the most reasonable runtime. I don't think anything more or anything less than that. But yeah, it's like 2 hours and 6 minutes is really short. I think that might
I
be
hope that
shorter
it's
than the
good
first
though.
Doctor Strange movie. I don't know. Let me see actually.
Shorter? Yeah, shorter, right? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Has to
like
be.
people, maybe they
Has to
realized like people thought that the first Doctor Strange movie was too too long, so they were like, we're gonna cut this one down. But it's like you can't cut
Yeah,
this.
I don't. Are you like a fan of the like Doctor Strange movies?
No, I don't.
Yeah, no, me
I don't really
neither. I'm
like
glad
his.
that you're not.
I don't really like it. Like I'm not. If I'm being very honest, I'm literally not that excited for Multiverse of Madness, only because one, like Wanda and Strange are not my favorite characters. Not in the sense that like, oh, I hate them. It's just like I don't really care for them type. So I'm
Yeah,
not really excited for the characters. I don't really like the first Doctor Strange movie. Super like Magic MCU, Supernatural Magic MCU, not really my jam either. Not really the type of stories I'm interested in. So like just for like the stuff that they're exploring and the characters, nothing of there is my like of what I love. But I guess Sam Raimi is directing it, so that's very cool. And the multiverse is what I'm most excited to see. But also kind of excited to see Wanda. Like, yeah, she's not my favorite, but I'm just like ready to see her full villain era. That's pretty much it.
exactly. I actually like Wanda. I'm not one of the toxic fans, but I actually really love Wanda ever since it's actually ever since WandaVision because I didn't really they didn't the things that they didn't put her in the forefront. Now they're putting her like kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in the star of everything. And
Yeah.
I'm excited about that, but I never cared about like the Doctor Strange movies, like
No,
never.
I didn't either. Like in Multiverse of Madness, I'm definitely Team Wanda. I think the only thing that like disappoints me about Wanda, it's not really more of like the character, it's more of like the casting and the erasure
Yeah.
of the culture. Like that's something that's a little bit difficult for me to get behind. And I know they've done that with other MCU characters. I think part of what makes
Yeah.
like Wanda's erasure a little bit difficult is because she is Romani, and the
That's
Romani
right.
people descended from India. So like yeah, like the Romani tribe, like their native like origins are in India, and specifically from regions of India that I'm from. So in some ways, like on this comic book origin, I wouldn't say I'm like connected to her because I'm definitely not Romani, but like we had,
Yeah, but
there's
it's all
that
about like for
similarity.
me, I need the accuracy, and the same thing
Yeah.
comes up with which he hasn't. I don't think he's been casted yet, but for Miles Morales, I need him to be like Afro Latino. I need
Yeah.
him to be, Puerto Riqueño because I have family from Puerto Rico as
Mm.
well. So I think it's really important, to me and to well, of course, to the Latino community for that. So
Yes.
that's why I completely agree with you on that
Yeah.
aspect.
But I mean, it kind of is like, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little too late. So, but regardless of like if you remove the casting, I think Wanda as a character, probably as a female
Yeah, I
character, is
think I
probably
thought
the
about it that
best
way
written female character we've gotten in the MCU so far.
so
Because
far. Yeah,
they've actually like given her a backstory. I'm just a little scared because Michael Waldron is the writer for Multiverse of Madness, and seeing the way that he treated Sylvie, like
yes.
the way that he like propped up Sylvie, but then like used that to kind of like bog down Loki, was just very disappointing. So I'm a little scared that
I
he's gonna make
don't
like
like
Wanda
him.
the attention and
Yeah.
then sideline Doctor Strange, which I would feel bad because like Strange does deserve a good movie. Like Strange is a good
It says his
character.
name. Like it says his name in the
Yeah.
movie Doctor Strange.
So that's why I'm a little also scared for Multiverse Madness, is literally because um it's like Michael Waldron was also writing it.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I'm not really a big fan of the Loki series for that kind of reason. I
Yeah.
don't know, like if it says Loki, I'm looking for you to give me Loki and all of that. So I'm not really a big fan of his writing. And
Yes.
I don't either way, I still didn't like the way that he wrote Sylvie, in my opinion. I don't know, or the way that he wrote Loki as well. I don't know. I have a lot of problems with that show.
Yes.
I
No,
like
me too. Well, do you have anything else to say about Phastos?
we literally sidetracked to Doctor Strange, but oh my god, besides that, um, oh my gosh, I just want to see him again. I want to see him and Thena again. I am literally a Phastos and Thena stan. I love them. I need to see them somewhere
I
again. Mention his
know.
name. Just mention his name, please.
Just give him like, just tell us how he indirectly impacted or helped one of the Avengers. That's all I need. So
Give him more
yes.
character development or like where
Yeah.
he's been,
Yeah,
anything like that.
for sure.
That's what I want to see.
Love Bastos though. Love
I
Bastos.
love him. where does he rank on your like top Eternals?
He's definitely not top 3. I will be very honest. But that's because my top 3 are Athena, Makari, and Cersei right now. I flip flop between Cersei
It changes
and
for me as well, yeah.
Druid. Like Athena is definitely like number 1. She's not moving.
Yeah.
Phastos, I would say it's just like we got such good like male characters in the Eternals. It's genuinely hard for me to rank them because like definitely I'd say Icarus is at the bottom just because he's Icarus.
So I was like,
but I love Phastos and Gilgamesh equally. It's just that I don't love them as much as like Dina, Makari, Cersei. So I'd say, and I also I just love each of the Eternals for different reasons. Like apart from Dina,
you can rank them, yeah.
It's hard.
I don't know, like I can't, That's why I would say time.
I would say he's okay, he's not bottom 3, he's not top 3, so everything else
he's like in the middle.
He's in the middle, yeah. It's like just 5, the middle 6. Gets hard for me to rank, but he's definitely not bottom 3, also not top 3. So how much is that left? Like top hill, one in the middle 4. That one just gets hard for me to rank because it's like hard for me to place like my top 3 Eternals, Dina, Makari, Cersei. My bottom 3 is Icarus, Sprite, Ajax. And then the other 4, I'm just like, I don't really know where I put Phastos, Gilgamesh, Kingo, and who's the other person I've left? There's so many. I'm missing someone. Oh my god.
Right. Wait, where'd you put Sprite?
Sprite is at the bottom. Like at the bottom.
She's moving up for me because she's funny.
Okay, that's true. She's so fun to make content out of. Like, I am not a big. I can't even tell if I like hate her. I don't hate her character. It's just that like I like the other Eternals more. But this like her humor is just so fun to make content out of because there's so much shit you could do with it. And like that's why half of my TikToks are about Sprite. And I'm just like I feel bad because I'm like I don't know what to do with the other Eternals. Like she probably had the most. I haven't made
any Phastos content. What kind of content can I? But I love him.
I can only do like TikTok trends with him, like his take on like TikTok trends.
Yeah.
Also, the only other thing I can like do with Phastos is literally him shitting on Icarus. Like that's
literally
that's like him hating Icarus is probably like such a big personality trait I love about him. And I love making stuff about that. But yeah. Well, I don't really have anything else left to say about Phastos except we just love him. Here. So we can definitely end off this podcast episode. Thank you so much for joining me and to discuss Phastos. Make sure that you go check Shary out everywhere on social media. All her links will be down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of the Eternal Character Series. Make sure to follow, rate, subscribe to this podcast. Check us out on social media at Eternally Upset Podcast, Instagram, TikTok. All the links will be down below. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.